The last we have discussed about the advertising. Today we are going to discuss the topic on classification of advertising. See, we can classify the advertising on the basis of on basically six. We have six types of classification. The first one is on the basis of consumers. The second one is on the basis of media, on the basis of business. The fourth one is on the basis of area. The fifth one is on the basis of advertising stages, and the last one is on the basis of function. Let's discuss the first one on the basis of consumer. Again, this is bifurcated. This is classified into five types. That is classified advertising, display advertising, cooperative advertising, and product advertising, direct response advertising. This classification is mainly based on the choice of the consumer, how they want their ads to be there. So that's why they have classified these into five types. The first one is classified advertisement. This is a form of advertising where small messages are grouped under a specific heading or classification, such as employment, real estate, automobiles, and others. You must have seen the ads in newspaper. There are different column of classified. The whole page is dedicated to the classified page. That is basically we are talking about here. These are very common in newspapers, magazines, and other periodicals. Classified advertisements are cheaper in comparison to large display ads used by business. It is one of the cheapest resource which is adopted by the person to display his or her ad. Classified ads are typically very short. They charge based on per line. The newspaper, the magazines charge the ads on per line basis. That's why the ad had to be very short and crisp. It must be to the point. These are not widespread as large display ads. They do not include any graphic. There is no content of any graphic, any picture, any image in classified ads. See, it is one of the example of classified ad. Employment newspaper is there. So it is very short and crisp. It is not so costlier, but there will be no involvement of any picture, any image. It must be to the point. These are classified ads. The second is display advertising. Display advertising basically appears in the websites. These advertisements can be in different formats and they have items such as text, images, flash, audio, videos, etc. The first banner display on the internet was on 27 October 1994. Display advertising basically we think about any text, any image, graph, picture, flash, audio, video that actually appeared on your internet is our display advertising. The first ad display, appeared on the internet was on October 27, 1994. The main aim of these display ads are to deliver brand messages to the site visitors. You must have seen sometimes at Facebook or Twitter or even Insta, the ads appear, the ads just pop up. So in the year 2017, 33% of display ads were spending by the e-marketer on Facebook and Twitter. So this is a type of ad. Whenever you open any sort of online website, the ad appears. The next one is cooperative advertising. This is a type of advertising which is between manufacturer and a distribution chain member. Who are distributors are the one who actually transport the product or goods or services from the manufacturer to consumers. So distributor consists of distributor, wholesaler, and retailer. The three persons are involved in distribution chain member. The manufacturer contributes a fixed sum or shares of certain percentage of the members advertising. Manufacturer actually charge some share because he wants to advertise about his product. It can also be an agreement between two or more marketers who have complementary products such as footwear and socks, or different seasonal sales such as winter coats and raincoats. But it can be ad of two. Might be you are going to purchase some footwear and here you are also getting socks. And Bata premises, you must have seen there are actually footwear, number of footwears are there, but now accessories are also given with the footwears. Cooperative advertising serves as a unique and a powerful tool for small businesses, especially for those who have limited means to support the advertising campaigns required for the survival and the success of the business. This is very unique and very strong and powerful tool for small businesses. The two companies merge with them and they actually bear the cost of advertising together so they can actually come with a very strong and a powerful ad. The joint efforts of marketers in such cooperative agreements broaden the scope of distribution and the quality of advertising campaign. When two or more persons are involved in the ad, obviously it will widen the scope of distribution. Such kind of advertising helps small companies to link their names with the ones which are nationally recognized. Smaller companies or startups use this type of advertisement to attract loyal consumers of products, popular brands. See, you see this example. This ad belongs to McDonald's, but Coca-Cola is also there. So obviously, Coca-Cola is when you, if you want, you can actually purchase a cold drink, a Coca-Cola from the McDonald's. But this is sort of cooperative advertisement. Two or more companies when involved in particular with the national brand, both are the national brand, the national brands other, and both they are working together to make an advertisement. The next is and product advertising. Product advertising is any form of communication about the promotion of any product or service through which potential consumers are convinced to purchase the product. The basic objective of this is to increase the brand awareness and demonstrate the differences between the product and competitors. Basically, in this type of advertisement, you actually highlight your features or the qualities of the product as comparative to the competitors. A good advertising campaigns educates the potential buyers on why they might need the product, how can they use it, and what benefits they will receive. So basically, you actually conveyed them what more potential your product is having as comparative to another product, another competitor. Market research is usually conducted to obtain information such as requirement of target audience. For this purpose of advertisement, you actually conduct market research where you see what are your target audience, what are their needs and wants. You see which factors actually influence their buying decisions, which preferred media they want for the advertisement, and how which sort of distribution channel they prefer. The collected data is then used to write an advertisement message and convince the potential buyer to buy the product. After you collect the whole data, then you frame advertisement message and convince your buyers of that particular target market to buy your product. See, this is an ad of Heinz. Heinz is basically stated as here. They are using very good type of tomatoes. See, this local. No one grows ketchup like Heinz. They are actually using very good kind of tomatoes, but they're trying to convey in this particular ad. The next type of advertisement is direct response advertising. The direct response advertising attempts to remind consumers about the product and services offered by a particular brand. It is one sort of the reminder advertisement. You want to remind the customer or consumer about your service or product which a particular brand is offering. The basic idea is here that when advertisement appear more and more, the conscious of consumer become very attractive regarding that advertisement. This is an effective way of advertisement. However, it is costly affair because you have to sponsor your ad again and again. So it is type of a costly affair. There are time and expense involved in such advertisements are not a problem for big brands as they have massive advertising budgets and product lines are planned in advance. The main time and expenses are borne by big brands very easily because they have separate department for this, they have separate budget for this. But for the short and small business entrepreneur, it is quite difficult. The small business face budget constraints when they try to imitate big brands in this type of marketing. Direct response evokes an immediate response and compels a target audience to take some specific action. Direct advertising is traceable, measurable, target a specific audience. See, this is an ad of Starbucks, which is actually appeared, which is offering buy one get one on us. This sort of advertisement actually attract your consumers very easily, and Starbucks is international brand, so it is not so costly for these type of companies. The next is when we talk about the classification of advertisement on the basis of media, it has been classified in four types, that is print media advertising, broad media advertising, outdoor media advertising, digital media advertising. Further, the print media is divided into three parts, that is periodical advertising, brochure handouts, and direct mail advertising. The first one is print media advertising. The print media advertising was actually a very huge driver of sales earlier. The recent digital forms of advertising have forced print media to take a back seat. If you talk about 50s, 60s, 70s time now, the newspaper, the magazines, the pamphlets are very much there to have your ad. But nowadays, in today's scenario, the internet, the email, these all have taken the front seat, and the other medias have gone for the back seat. A print media can be typically split into these three subcategories. The first one is periodical advertisement. From a time being, you make your ad appear on the any magazine, any newspaper, any publication. Like, see, employment newspaper came here in Punjab once in a week. It is a type of a periodical advertisement. Companies always attempted to grab the center spread front or back cover of popular magazine or newspaper. Or you must have seen sometimes the whole page of newspaper taken by any company for ad purpose. So this is type of periodical advertisement. The next is brochures, leaflets, handouts, flyers, point of sale advertisement. You must be aware about these type of ads. Many brochure, many leaflets are actually usually placed within pages of newspaper and magazine. So they are treated as separate entity. Many small types of entrepreneurs used to have this type of ads for promotion of their products. The director's direct mail advertising. Sometimes you see on your mail, some advertisement just appears. Direct mail advertising refers to printed ads being mail directed to the consumers. This technique is considered to be inferior and junk. However, if it is done creatively and intelligently, it is fantastic way of customer engagement. But sometimes this type of ads actually go to your spam folder. This is type of direct mail advertising. The next is broadcast media advertising. The broadcast media advertising includes your television and radio advertising. Whenever you see a television continuously, there is some time which is actually belong to ad purpose only. If you are watching any serial, if you are actually watching KBC or whatever you are watching, the some time has to be captured by advertisements companies only. It was one of the most dominant ways to reach a large group of consumers. This is very popular method when you want to reach a large group of consumers. Broadcast advertising has taken a backseat from the last few years due to digital video recorder and ad skipping technology. However, it is still a popular way to millions of people. Outdoor media advertising. When you see billboards like this or a bus shelter poster, fly poster, digital posters, all these are types of outdoor media advertisements. This type of advertising is also known as out of home advertising, as these ads reach out to consumers when they are outside home. Digital media advertisement. Any advertisement which appear via internet or online is known as digital media advertising. Digital advertising has evolved rapidly in the last 15 years and market leaders have realized the importance and complexity it poses. Before the 15 years, it was not there, but since 1994, it appears so much time, it becomes so popular that actually through digital advertising, campaigns can reach a large set of target audience. It is not only a cost-effective medium of communication, but also has a higher return over investment. Business scale at a faster pace through digital advertisement. See, you can see on the this image of particular image also on the page of Yahoo, the ads appear. This is one of the type of digital media advertisement. Next classification is on the basis of business. On the basis of business, it is further divided by the consumer advertising, the trade advertising, professional advertising, and corporate advertising. See, when you actually classified your advertising on the basis of business, the first one is consumer advertising. This type of advertising is directed to ultimate consumers of the consumer products, that is individuals who actually want to buy your products or use the consumer products or services. For example, soaps, toothpaste, toothbrush, tea, textiles, the consumer use for their themselves and for their families. So this is a type of consumer advertisement. All these types of ads appear on TV, radio, and press media. See, the ad has been given for the consumer purpose only. The first one belong to Dhara Health and the second one belong to McDonald's. Next is trade advertising. Trade advertising is carried out by producer, the manufacturer. This is an ad which is actually promoted by the the one who actually produced the product. It is directed for the wholesaler, distributors, and traders rather than the end consumer of the product. See, we are the end consumer of the products. We are the customers. But this type of ad is basically belong to the wholesaler and the retailer persons only. This is that means this is for distribution channel purpose only. Trade advertising is strategically important as it establishes good relation with the traders, wholesalers, and distributors associated with the selling of company's brand. The advantage of this is that it is very cost effective. It provides a better means of communication to target the specific audience. Trade advertisement create an image in the trader's mind, which eventually compels him her to approach the company to sell its product. These advertisements are specifically done in specific mediums and journals. So this advertisement can only be done by the one who actually produce the product for wholesaler and retailers. Trade advertisement is further divided into two types. The first one is wholesale advertising. The other one is retail advertising. The wholesale advertising is are generally not the advertising minded either for themselves or for their suppliers, but sometimes they actually prefer image making techniques for the retailers to whom he wants to sell his product. They would benefit from adopting some of the image making techniques used by retailers, the need for developing an overall promotional strategy. They also need to make a greater use of supplier promotion materials and program in way that will become advantages to them. Retail advertising. This may be defined as when you cover all advertising by the stores that sell goods directly to the consuming public. It includes the advertisements by establishment that sell services to the public, such as beauty shops, petrol pumps, and banks. Advertising agencies are rarely used. The store personnel are used, given this responsibility as added tasks to be performed together with the normal functions. You must have seen these type of ads. Whenever you go to a shop or any market, there are sometimes you came in some ad. There came like buy one get one by particular company brand or maybe discount on some particular brands. The result is that advertising is often relegated to a secondary position in a retail store. For example, this all these products are displayed down. The next one is professional advertisement. This is also called, this is actually known for the person who belongs to some profession. Professional advertising is mostly related to the advertisement of those products which are specially made for professionals such as lawyers, engineers, doctors, architects, and others. For example, kits required by architects or surgical equipment required by doctors and dentists. These are ads which is specifically made for lawyers, engineers, doctor, architects. It is directed at professionals like doctors, professional engineers, and other who are expected to recommend, prescribe, or specify the advertised product to ultimate consumer. This is done through professional journals and representative of advertisers. For this particular purpose, for professional advertisement, this actually done by the individual professional journals and the one who actually representative of the advertisers. The next one is corporate or institutional advertisement. Advertising which are designed to win a target audience, win a specific point of view, is known as corporate or institutional advertising. Corporate advertising can be local, regional, or national. They can be aimed at any type of audience and delivered to the target audience through any type of medium. The main objective of such advertisement is to sell the product and services along with the building corporate image, building up the corporate image, brand's reputation and name, and create awareness among the industry and the general public. This advertisement is actually promoted by the one who belongs to any institutional or a company. In this kind of advertising, a company pay a fees to have a message which can portray the brand, or sometimes it is designed to win an audience over a specific point of time. For example, this ad, BSNL Connecting India. In this particular slogan, it appears the ad, it actually explains the whole ad that they want to promote their product to each and every person on India. Next type is on the basis of area. On the basis of area, the advertisement can be classified in national mode, local advertisement, and global advertisement. National advertising. The objective of national advertising is to inform and remind consumers about the brand and the company. The advertisements intend to communicate the features, benefits, and uses of the brand. National advertisements are broadcast on television, radios, newspapers, magazines, billboards, and internet. See, these type of ads are basically, this is for the mass marketing purpose. It actually involves TV, radios, newspaper, brochures, magazines, billboard, internet. All these type of all these type of media is a type of particular national advertisements. National advertising is an expensive affair, therefore it is carried out by large and well-funded companies such as Coke, Pepsi, Procter and Gamble, Johnson and Johnson. The companies intending for national advertisements identify a specific target audience and then build a brand image. Company firstly specify their target audience, then after that, on the basis of their needs and wants, they build up their brand image. Companies sometimes introduce new brand and emphasizes on brand loyalty for establishment through national advertising. Sometimes what companies do, because they know they are actually popular in some target audience, so whenever they introduce a new product, they somehow insist the consumers for the brand loyalty purpose also. The next is local advertising. Local advertising helps in delivering relevant messages and information to the target audience who are based locally. It is also known as local store marketing or neighborhood marketing. This ad is for very small businesses. These ads are conducted on the basis by the local persons. The promotional messaging in local advertising are directed to the local population instead of mass market. Might be in some locality there is opening of a new shop, then the shopkeeper will promote about its shop in particular that area only. Local advertising is primarily used by small business houses such as stores and the restaurant. These small business houses or local business contact consumers via emails, in town events, advertisement in local channels or newspapers, or by word of mouth. Local advertising is actually about knowing and interacting with neighbors and people in their area, in their colony. It is more about developing relationship than investing money. These require small businesses to actually move from their offices and interact with their prospective consumer. See, whenever there is opening of a restaurant, the person who is actually the owner of restaurant will go to that particular person, or might be through brochure, or might be through any emails, or might be by promoting his ad on their local newspaper. They have to promote the ad via any medium to only attract the customers who are residing in their particular area. The next is global advertising. It is basically belong to when a company goes to international level. When you actually cross your national borders and you want to promote your product globally, then you use this type of advertising. Global advertising is a communication strategy where a company employs to derive demand for its goods and services in international or global markets. Global advertising strategies are adapted and tailor-made to suit the cultural differences and preferences in the international scenarios. Although global advertising benefits are attractive, market variances do exist in terms of cultural differences, legal reaction, and media availability. All this depend upon you have to actually see first the cultural differences, the preferences of international persons. You have to see their legal requirement. You have to see the cultural differences between your country and other country. You have to see the media availability of that country. Company prefer to choose and implement different strategies based on the market variations. On the basis of stages, there are three types. The first one is pioneering stage, the second one is competitive stage, the next one is the tentative stage. uh, Advertising at pioneering stage is undertaken to make the audience fully aware about the new brand of a product and to inform them, influence them, and persuade them to buy or use it by highlighting its unique features. You actually use this type of advertisement when you are actually promoted your new product. You want to inform them about the characteristic of your particular product. You want to influence them. You want to pressurize them. Why they have to buy your product as compared to competitor market. This type of advertising is used in introductory stages in the life cycle of a product. It is concerned with the developing a primary demand. It conveys information about and selling the product category rather than specific brand. This basically belongs when you introduce your product. When you are very initial stage, when you are at initial stage, you have to actually develop a primary demand technique so that it conveys the information of the product. You have to convey each and every aspect of the product. You want to here sell your product, so you can create your image. Instead of specific brand, you have to sell your product here so that you can maintain an image in the market. For example, Tata Shakti has introduced many different products and it has been endorsed by Mr. Sanjeev Kumar. The ad of Fanta has been endorsed by different popular persons and the Dabur ad. All they have used pioneering state advertisement whenever they want to introduce their products. Once the brand survives the introductory stage, it has to soon step a competitive stage. This belongs to competitive strategy. Sorry, I missed to write the part in the title. This is a competitive strategy. At this stage, when competitive advertising is taken to promote your sale efficiency, when you have introduced the product in the market at very step in a very good manner, then you are have to face number of competitors in the market. For survival is the fittest is a mantra which you have to follow. For this purpose, you have to use competitive advertisement. It is very useful when the product has reached the market growth and especially when the market maturity stage. It stimulates selective demand. It seeks to sell a specific brand rather than a general product category. In this particular advertisement, you actually promote a brand. At introductory stage, you actually sell your product, but now at this level, you actually promote your brand. These has two types. The first one is direct type, in which you actually stimulate some actions where you want to convey your customer to immediate purchase it, or indirect types where you pinpoint various features so the consumer will take action when he want to purchase it, when he is ready to buy. Advertising and retentive stage or reminder advertising. When you introduce your product, there is competitive market, but for the retention power, you have to remind your customer again and again. When this when this period has came, you actually captured your large share of market by retention advertisement that is basically concerned with to maintaining and retaining the stable position in the market as long as possible. Moreover, if the same product is passing through the declining stage in the market, this type of advertisement is used to remind the buyers about the product. Hence, it is also known as reminder advertisement. This may be useful when the product has achieved a favorable status in the market, that is maturity or declining stage. Generally, in these times, the advertisers wants to keep his product name before the public. It is very useful when your product is actually facing the declining stage. A much safer selling approach is used, or only the name may be mentioned to remind type of advertising.